I started a series, and I'm wrapping it up today, The Power of Love. I want to end up with the title, The Purpose of Marriage. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 21. And further submit to one another out of reverence for Christ. The next one. For wives, this means submit to your husbands as to the Lord. For a husband is the head of his wife, and as Christ, the head of the church. He is the savior of his body, the church. As the church submits to Christ, so you wives should submit to your husbands in everything. I would like you to read verse 25. I asked them to stand up in the first service, but you, no problem. You've been standing for a very long time, so just sit down. Read for me. 1, 2, go. Go ahead. The last verse, 1 to go. Purpose. It was Miles Moore that tells us that once a purpose of a thing is not known, abuse of that thing is inevitable. I was talking about the interview I did with a friend of mine on Wednesday. The questions asked there was on purpose. Please check it on YouTube. I believe it will be a blessing to you. We just sat down the first few minutes. We're just talking about how we have been together for the last 31 years. I was his best man at his wedding. But guess when the day he chose to get married? He chose 14th of August, my birthday. I'll never forget that day. Traveled all the way to Lagos from Ilorin in Nigeria for the wedding. And after I was coming back, I told myself, I said, I refuse to be a best man again to anybody until I'm married. I am tired of best manning people. Until you tell yourself you are tired of some things, you still be getting it. And that was the last best man I did. You know why? Because I told myself the truth. All this time you are doing a maid of honor, best man at your age. Your mates are going and going and going and going. Anyway, purpose. The number one purpose I was able to see, I was able to bring out from that place is marriage was created by God for creation. The creativity of creation. I was talking about it in the first service, but let me quickly say, whenever this text is being read, Ephesians chapter 5, the first thing that comes into people's mind is that people are thinking about, oh, you know what? I am the head of this house, so you must submit to me. You must submit to me. No, it's a misunderstanding of that text. I wish I can do an exegesis of that text to let you know that Paul was writing because the Romans were in control then, and they had made women to be a non-entity, women to be nothing as but just properties, and they've made children to be nothing and servants to be nothing. And so they begin to lord it over them. But Paul was now trying to correct it, that no, let's submit one to another. And when we talk about submission, I said in the first service, submission does not mean that is the absence of strength. It is only the presence of strength under control. That you are able to control and harness your strength. So it's not as if I am not able to retaliate, but I chose what is called self-control in the midst of that challenge. So submitting is submitting to the leadership. And God has placed man as the leader. But I said in the first service, it's so interesting that Paul just used that word once, but when he came to the issue of men, in that same text, he was able to tell men twice, 3 times love. I told people when I preach on this text in marriage, and I normally say to people that the reason why that word is used, women submit, because naturally women easily love. A woman is in love naturally. Have you seen a woman in love? That is why Shakespeare wrote, hell has no fury than a woman scorn. Try scorning that woman and you see the fury of hell. In fact, you prefer hell than her. Because when they love with everything. They love their spirit, soul, and body. Men don't have a problem. Their problem is love. Because men, their issue is they just want to satisfy John Bull. I hope there is nobody John Bull here. There is nobody in this church called John Bull. I can guarantee, even you are watching online, there is nobody called John Bull. Men are interested in just satisfying John Bull. Once their John Bull rise up like this, they want to satisfy it. And that is why, for women, sex is emotional. For men, sex is physical. That's it. So God now says, love her. Because when you are having a relationship with her and you're going to sleep with her, if she's your wife, is called knowing. I spoke about it last week. But when you are outside of marriage, it's called adultery. If you are not married, it's called fornication. And that is why when you have sex with people outside of marriage, you carry their demons, you carry their curses, you carry their tragedies. You don't carry blessing in curses, in fornication. You don't. And this one goes, it goes to a generation, to the 3rd and to the 4th generation. Sorry, 1,000 generation. So that is the reason why the Bible is encouraging us to submit. So anyway, we talk about sex in this church before we go, because I can talk about this all day long and try to encourage. And listen, there is nobody in NextGen that you stand before heaven, except you are not a member of this church, and you say you never know that they say sex is bad. I've told you the truth. Yeah, you know that sex outside of marriage is bad. I said sex, I didn't say knowing. So when he talks to the woman, he says submit. And women don't have a problem submitting once you're able to meet their needs. Mr. Benjamin, when you supply her the things she needs, naturally, you don't need to ask. Have you seen in Songs of Solomon say, where is my beloved? Chapter 5. Where is my beloved? Let my beloved come. You understand? You guys are using the word dripping. Dripping appeared in Songs of Solomon. My hands are dripping with oil. What does that mean? It means that I touch where naturally it comes. You know why it comes naturally? Because you are, Emmanuel, you don't know. Dr. Emmanuel, you don't know. Okay, I'll tell you. The reason why it comes naturally is because you have met her needs. Even before you say, hello, how are you? She's already saying, baby, come, baby, come. And she starts to say to you, here I am to worship. God will catch you. I didn't sing that one, though. So if you are seated beside a man, whether the person is married or not, tell the person, love your wife. So the number one purpose of marriage is one thing that I want to say is called creation. Creation. We are agents of creativity. I said it in the first service, and I'm not going to go there because of my time. I want to quickly let you know where I stopped in the first service was that I was able to stop at how conflict come into a marriage is because when you are trying to create your wife to be in the image that you think she should be, Everybody has a fault. You only discover the fault because you became closer to the person. Ask her. She will tell you 1 million faults of me. You understand me? Because she came closer to me. I need you to understand that. The challenge is when you are now trying to change the person. You are meant to, I taught you in this church that your dominion is over things, not over people. You make a mistake when you want to dominate a human being. That is no longer called God's will. It is called witchcraft. So, as an agent of creation, once your language is apart, all of a sudden, disunity coming. The next thing, some people's separation. The next thing, divorce. Something that happened as a courtship ends up in a courtroom. Why? Because of this issue of creation. Because you are trying to create her to become like the person. No. Or what you can do is you can influence her. You can show by example, whether you are a man or a woman. You can model what you want to see. And the person by association is able to see that, oh, this is the right way to do it. And don't put somebody down, because especially your spouse. Don't put your spouse down. Especially when it is with your in-laws. In the presence of your in-laws, don't try it. Do you know conflict? By the way, there is a negative conflict, there is a positive conflict. Conflict makes us grow in marriage. That's the truth. There is no marriage that would not have conflict. It's how you resolve the conflict. That's why we have conflict resolution. There are 12 stages of conflict. You join the marriage counseling team, you'll find out. 12 stages of conflict. But let me tell you one thing that I want you to understand in conflict, is that when you are going through conflict, if you do it openly before people, you will forgive yourself and move on. That is why the most dangerous people to come in between is a couple. When you see a man and a woman fighting, and you are a third party, you want to come in between them, you'll be the one that will be disgraced a year later. True life story. You want to hear this story? Yes. It happened to me. While I was in school, I was in what do you call it? I was in high school, and then my uncle came and met me. There's this woman. My uncle said to me, "Oh, Andrew, I don't want to marry her. So go and tell her that I'm not interested in marrying her." Lord, I'm amazed how you show me mercy. I carried myself and I went to her. Mrs. Fadeti. I carried myself and I went to the woman. I said, my uncle sent me to tell you that he's so interested in you that you should leave him alone. Please understand, I was in junior high JSS 3. I don't know what is in this grade. JSS 3 is what? Grade 9. I was in grade 9. So I told her, and I came back and I reported. Anyway, long story short, they are not just married. Their daughter, their first daughter, even though I was the one that would have joined the wedding, if not because of what has happened. So look at where I was left. They are married and they have children. So please, this is not this is not marriage. So I'm begging you, when you see a couple fighting, don't try to get in between, because they will settle in their bedroom and come back to the boardroom and fight you. It's a mystery. Proverbs chapter 30 says there are 4 things that amazes me. The way of an eagle in the sky, the way of a snake in the rock, the way of a ship in a sea, and the way of a young man and a young woman. Don't get in between them. Married. They may be fighting like anything right now. Later in the night, baby, I'm sorry for, I didn't mean what I said. I was just, but you observe. And because she's a creature of love, she too will easily just melt When she hears your voice. And then tomorrow they come out and you are the one that is in trouble. So why are we, the purpose of marriage is your creativity and her creativity melts together. Bring her creativity and bring your creativity, you'll be amazed at what you produce. Somebody say creativity. God is a creator. God created you. And God, I said it in the first service, Genesis 1 verse 1. Bereshit bara Elohim. Bereshit, in the beginning, bara created. Elohim, God created. So, and God made us in Genesis 1:26 and 28 in his image and after his likeness. So we are agents of creation. Proverbs 27 verse 17 says, iron sharpens one another. So if you are an agent of creation and you meet with another agent of creation, when the two of you collide, it comes to creativity times 2. C equals to. And you can only imagine what you can bring. You can only imagine what your marriage can do. But many a times, instead of us producing creativity in our marriage, we find ourselves, we don't create creativity to bless humanity, we create conflict. You enter our house, every day is conflict. The man is a man of conflict, the woman is a woman of conflict, and C is equals to 2 square. And then you enter there and there is no peace. Do you know that when you enter a home and there is no peace, even the walls of that home will let you know? Except you are not spiritual. So, I pray for you that God will change your language to be a language of creativity. And so what does that mean? It means that you need to build, not to tear down. That's creativity. Creativity, creation means you bring something up. You bring it up, not tear it down. Whatsoever thing is true, whatsoever thing is good, whatsoever thing is noble, whatsoever thing, think about these things and bring them down. Philippians chapter 4 verse 8. So that is the reason why you look at your spouse and you speak what you want to see. Number 2 purpose of marriage is for connection. Connection, connectivity. Let me say this, that connection is about love. The purpose of marriage is that you are an agent of creativity, but your creativity cannot be merged with the other person until there is a connection. That is why I'll use Mr. Benjamin as an example. Mr. Benjamin, you are not married to any other person here except your wife. You know why? Because you are not connected. There is no connection between you, even though they are creative people, but it takes connectivity. And you have to watch this because it's very critical in every marriage. It is what can make or break a marriage. Connection, not communication. Connection. The book that is coming out on Saturday, Accelerate Your Influence and Leadership. I'm going to be talking about connection in there. But I need you to understand that there are connecting signals if you want to connect. I was talking about the love language in the first service. It's part of the connect. They were asking somebody, I followed this guy on Instagram. And during this Valentine, I was watching him on Valentine that the wife came and asked him, say, baby, what's your love language? He said, Yoruba. She said, no. Then he now later said, he said, well, if you want to change that, there is something, then it's pound sterling. Pound sterling is my love language. Because for him, he said that the lady said her love language is quality time. He says his quality sleep, his own, that he wants. That the only thing wakes him up is money. But what I'm saying, it may sound funny, but you know that many of you have not been able to connect with your spouses. In this church, before you marry somebody, you have to do the test to find out the love language. And even after marriage, we encourage people every two years to do it. The year before my wife passed away, my late wife passed away, we were almost 12 years married, 11 years married then. We still did our test. Because as you age, your love language changes. And when your love language changes, you may be missing the connecting line. The challenge is that many of you in your marriages, in your home, you are no longer getting the signal of connection and you did not know it. I'm amazed. Is this your phone? My own? Okay. It's approved. Right now I have this cell phone. As I pick it to talk to somebody, as I'm talking, let's say I'm talking and the other person is at the other line. Many of us are busy talking, not knowing that the line has cut off. Not knowing that you are communicating, but you are not connecting. In marriage, you have to be able to find out what is the connectivity principle required to keep marriage alive. Number one, write this down. Every connection requires energy. That is why you say you want to get married. You must be willing to invest. Many of you are not here on Valentine's Day, which is Wednesday. You used to come for Wednesday service like Steve and Vanessa, and you did not show up. I'll report you to Cornell. Watch out. You did not show up because instead of you to come and serve God, for him to better your marriage, to be. But anyway, you are forgiven. You are forgiven. You are forgiven. But do you know that Wednesday, where's Manny? That Wednesday, Manny, stand up. That Wednesday, Manny volunteers in the NextGen office. And I looked at him and I said, by the way, it's a tradition with me. All the ladies in my life, on Valentine, every Valentine, my daughters, my wife, anybody staying in my house, gets a Valentine gift. It's a principle until they get married. It's a principle. You know why I do that? Because I don't want any man to display one gift for them and ask them to open their leg. No, I give them anything, whatever it is. Trust me, and I'm not giving cheap gifts. As any gift over $100, I'm telling you, in this day and age, to somebody who is a child or who lives in your house, it's not cheap. Okay. And by the way, they got Christmas gift. Okay. But guess what? I just look at it and I say, there are ladies that showed up in the office that day. 2 of them showed up. And I said, no, not just the people in my house. Let me bless the ladies in the office. And I call Manny, I say, Manny, I need you to go and buy these things for these ladies. Then I say, oh, buy for my wife. Then I say, oh, no, cancel. I say, I need to go myself to pick it. Because that is what, so every connectivity, now listen, every connection requires energy. The right number 2, every connection requires an extra mile. You have to be willing to go the extra mile. Listen, I was in the office that day. Thank God I wasn't preaching. But the truth of the matter is that it was stressful for me to go. And me and Manny have to go. If it was for the people in my office, he would have gone. But because somebody precious to me. Oh, precious is that flow. Not Ibrahim. That says. So I have to go. Money picked for the people in the office with my approval. But when it came to my own, I picked one and Manny said, oh, that's it. I said, no, I know somewhere. So we drove there again and I said, Manny, can you see now? And I picked again. And by the time she came in that evening, she just saw something. It took an extra. Every connection takes extra. Mr. Benjamin, Manny, sit down. Do you understand? It takes extra. I joke, I am not joking. I am not joking. I know people will tell you, oh, Valentine is every day. Like I was talking to Dr. Michelle. It's every day. We do it every day. We know it's every day, but there is still one day. It's just like you can tell yourself, my birthday is every day. Yes, but there is still a day you are born. Yes, so there is nothing wrong. Why is it the yes on the people that are not married? There is nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong in you. You know, I know how you value me by the thought you put into it. Yes. Many of you did not remember. I said it while we were doing 21 days prayer and fasting. I was fasting. And I had already planned Valentine for my wife. And I surprised her that day. She had no idea. I said, we are not doing anything. She saw the extra mile I went. Selah, cutting close. Whatever happens is none of your business. But guess what? If you want to connect, she saw what I have done. As a woman, she too went and got me. She connected. Me too, I felt good. God, that's why I could sing. I feel good. So good. So good. I need to lay hands on all of you that have been going to club. All of you that have been going to club. So you want to connect. You go the extra mile. So don't forget I say connection number 1 is about energy. Number 2, you go to extra mile. Number 3, connection. Keep it simple. Many of you, in your connection, you complicate your connection. A professor makes a simple matter complicated. A teacher makes a complicated matter simple. Be a teacher in the language of love. Don't try to do the way we normally do in those days. In those days, when we want to write a letter, we say, I am writing from this massive of missive, if so, doxology. Even us, we do not even know what we are writing. Keep it simple. You want to connect with somebody? Please, when you know you are wrong, what is difficult in you to keeping it simple? So the next one, apart from keeping it simple, be quick to own your fault. Be quick to own your fault. I'm teaching you a principle that will help in your marriage. Be quick to own your fault. Don't wait until you are told that you've done something. When you know you have done it, you know the thing about life is that, do you know that every one of us has a weakness? And every one of us, we know when we messed up. Do you know that I know my weakness? And I'm not ashamed to tell you my weakness. Because even if I don't tell you, you know. By the time I now tell you, you say, praise God, Pastor, no. But there are somebody that went and lied on social media by the name of Kukwa against me. And she said that when I say we're closing right now, that is 30 minutes. And somebody called me and said, Pastor, you have changed in 2024. You are not like that. That is the place you used to be. You are no longer where you used to be. Like right now, it's 1:12. By 1:30, I am saying the grace. Look at Esther. Esther that doesn't come to church. And she's the leader of hostesses and she's shouting from the back. Do you have a husband that you are going to meet or is it a boyfriend? Which one is it? So that is why as a husband in a relationship, never be too proud. You see, men, this is where we have issues. We don't like Brother Golden. We don't like as men. We don't like saying we are sorry because we think saying you are sorry makes you weak. No, sir. It strengthens you. It makes you look responsible. You goof. And there are some women here. You two are behaving like that. You are wrong, and then you are now, instead of you to apologize, guess what you are trying to do? You are trying to bring an excuse. You are using a lie to cover what we know. And you think it will make you smart. When I sit down and I look at people, those who come to my house, I normally have a seat. I tell them, I say, you see from this seat, I see what you can't see. I may not talk to you about it. And 80% of the time, I don't talk to people about it. But I just behave as if I don't know. There are people that have done some strange things in this church, not knowing that God showed me. But because God did not say I should talk to them, I kept quiet. And we see and we meet and we talk. They sit down in my office, we chat. And they say, Pastor didn't know. No, I know. It's not everything you see that you say. That is what makes you a guardian, a prophet. But imagine when you now come to own up, I now know genuinely you are repenting. What was the difference between Saul and David? Saul was wrong. But he was thinking of his prestige. What would these people say? David was wrong. But David said, I have sinned. You want your marriage to last? Please, easily apologize. Look for this connecting signal. Once you are wrong, please apologize. How many points have I given you on that connection? There are about 10, and I look at my time. Time is not my friend. We'll talk about it some other time. Let me move to number 3. Number 3, the purpose of marriage. Now, so this is what brings love. Guess what? Let me quickly say this. The reason why marriages break down, the reason why it leads to divorce is that our marriages are disconnected. The plugs are off. You say, well, we have been married for 20 years, therefore we don't do Valentine. You mean to tell me that you are not an agent of love? Every woman, even if she's 80, she still needs to be loved. Even the songwriter says, Daddy, where they pamper me, Daddy, where they pamper me, Daddy, where they pamper me, Daddy, where they pamper me. Hey, that's the song I'm talking about now, you know it. Even you, now you need Daddy to pamper you. Age is not a factor. Do you know that Sarah was pregnant at the age of 90 and gave birth? 90. Mr. Ben, 90. So that means the guy was romantic at 100. You know, many people don't know about Abraham. Do you know that Sarah died in Genesis chapter 25? Do you know that when Sarah died? No, listen. You know that when Sarah died, do you know he went to marry Keturah in Genesis chapter 25, and he gave birth to 6 more children. At 127, he remarried. 127, he remarried. Gave birth to 6 more children. Somebody who was struggling before. Because there was a jack that came upon him. And things, the guy, until God decided to say, oh, come home, you have done enough, Come home. Sir, every one of us want to be loved. I repeat, every one of us want to be loved. Even the hardest person. Those of you from Uganda, even Idi Amin wants to be loved. The hardest person wants to be loved. Everyone has a soft spot where when you just touch the button, you just know what to say. So guess what? That is where many of you need to learn the love language of your spouse or the person you are in. Because many of your love language is not what they want. You went and you bought things that is needed for the house. And you say, baby, I bought this fridge, I bought this bed sheet, I bought this washing machine. How is that a gift? That's your gift. Buy her what she can only do by herself. There is on this road, when you take it and cross Pembina, there is a spa there. Yes, by call the name Temia. There is another one by that hotel where demons appear. What's the name? Fort Garry Hotel, where they are being haunted. There is a spa there. Get her a gift card of a spa. Yes, let her just go have. It's called Self-Care Day. Yes, anyway, we have talked too much. Oh, yeah. Time is not mine. So the last one right now is contribution. Somebody say contribution. Marriage is about contribution. This is where the issue of money comes into. Money. And you stood and you led worship song that I went and I lie down there and you are singing club song. Marriage, sir, ma, I don't have so much time here, but let me tell you this. What makes life easy is when all of us contribute. The Bible says 2 are better than 1, for they shall receive a good return for their labor. Ecclesiastes chapter 4, from verse 9 to verse 12. That is why the Bible says when you find a wife, you find a good thing. You have been single by yourself. Life is tough. Let me tell you the truth. Let me tell you the truth. Except those who have become celibate for the sake of the kingdom. Let me tell you the truth. I just want you to know this. There is a package of gifts from heaven that you can never get as long as you are single. But by the time you get married, things change. Even the way you look. Because somehow she takes care of you. When your friends come to your house, things change. Look at Kenneth, you got married? Look at when Steve come to your house right now. The difference is night and day. When was the last time you went to visit Steve's house? You don't even visit him again. No. Because they are no longer on the same class. No. I am not joking. They are not on the same class. So, guess what? Please, let me say this. When you are a man who does not contribute to the welfare of the wife and the children is worse than an infidel. So the Bible says a man that does not work, let him not eat. But let me quickly say, a woman too should be a woman of contribution. This day and age that you are saying, I just want somebody that will take care of me. I want somebody that will take care. Even Warren Buffett wants somebody that can contribute to his life. What are you bringing to the table? How are you bringing it to the table? How much are you bringing to the table? Beloved, let me tell you the truth. Let me tell you the truth. I'm out of time. I'm not out of words. Let me tell you the truth. Marriage, that one of the major crises that happen in marriage, the number one crisis, Mr. Benjamin has traveled. I would have asked him as a divorce lawyer. The number one criteria that makes people separate in marriage is money. Money. That is why when God wanted to talk about money, even money is powerful than the devil. That's why God said about money, God said, you cannot serve me and mammon. He didn't say you cannot serve me and devil. Devil is a small thing. Mammon is the one we are dealing with. Mammon is money. You can't serve me and mammon at the same time. So you must be willing. What are you bringing to the table? You are looking for a man who drives a good car, who dresses nice, who can buy you gifts. I want to ask you a question. Sister, what are you bringing to the table? Because if you are not bringing the right thing, you become a sex property. What are you bringing to the table? That is why you need to develop yourself to make sure you bring something to the table. And the worst part is when you have talents and you have gifts and you have grace and you refuse to work on it. And you say, well, now that I'm married, now that the battle is over. No, the battle just started right now. That's the truth. That's the truth. Help me ask your neighbor, what are you bringing to the table? Slap the other one. If he calls the cops on you, that's you. What are you bringing to the table? So marriage can never, creativity can never work. Connection will be disconnected when you don't bring something to the table. Hear me? If you are here, you are a husband. You have not been contributing because there are some of you. It is your wife that takes care of all of you. What are you doing? Baby, I have this big dream. I have this vision. It's going to work out very soon. You just go and work it. No. While you are working on the big dream, go and work at Tim Hortons. You can work at Tim Hortons while working at the big dream. Sir, in this city, while as a pastor, I worked at 3 places at the same time while pastoring. So what are you talking to me about? You are just being lazy. And you want to enjoy marriage? No. Marriage, the reason why you are married is so that life will become easier. 2 are better than 1. So you like the Proverb 31 woman. Go and read her life. She sleeps less. You sleep 12 hours as a married woman. She provides for her children. Go and read it. I know you like men also like Proverbs 31 women. They say we like Proverbs 31 women. But let me tell you, As you have a Proverbs 31 woman, you have a Proverbs 31 man. Because if you read it in context, I'm out of time. I have 5 minutes. If you read it in context, the Proverbs 31 man sits with the elders at the gate. Sir, you cannot sit at the gate until you kill something to bring at the gate. If you have not gone to the bush, you can never come to the gate. It takes a status to get there. Lazy people don't get to the gate. Go and read your Bible in context. So you want to become a Proverbs 31, you want a Proverbs 31 woman, the next time somebody tells you, I need a Proverbs 31 woman, tell him, are you a Proverbs 31 man? Yes. What did you kill? What did you make? What did you achieve to get to where you are today? What did you fight? Who did you? Because until you are able to kill, you can't see. When I say kill, because you are a hunter, until you are able to hunt for something, you cannot sit at the gate. You must be able to come with blood on you. You have fought. I've fought the good fight. I've finished the faith. Now remains for me a seat at the gate. And then your wife is now a Proverbs 31 woman. So what that means is that you are only doing one job. In Canada, when you can do 2 to 3 jobs, but don't take on Sunday. Because of the 3 jobs I did on Sunday is out of it. I took Saturday out and Sunday. Anytime they want me to work on Sunday, they beg me in the evening. You know how you don't wait until you get the job. Tell them I can't work on Sunday. It's my Sabbath day. They respect it. They too normally go to the lake. They go to the lake. And that's why they don't like working on weekends, because they go to the lake. Tell them you go to your own lake, where the lake of Galilee. The lake of Galilee. I'm out of time, but do you understand what I'm saying? Yes, so you want to understand the purpose of marriage. It's not just about creation. It's not about connection. It's about money. Sir, money is what makes people kill. Let's not deceive ourselves. This is the elephant in the room, and nobody wants to talk about it. And some families, when you bring the issue of money, fight enters. The husband doesn't want the wife to know how much he's making. I'm not saying you should have joint account. You can have separate accounts. That's not the issue. But at least let everybody bring their own share to the bills. This is Canada. Every day, whether you like it or not, you pay bills. Even when you die. Listen, my late wife died. Was it not in December? They sent me what do you call it? What did they send me? They sent me that she is owing taxes up to the tune of 10,000 that they are coming for my account if I don't pay it. She's dead. Oh, so in this country we pay bills, whether you are living or you are alive. So you come into the marriage and you are not ready to bring anything. Wait. Even if I'm out of time, I must pick this one. Kukwa, I must pick this one. Go and write on social media again. Young people, any man that shows up in your house, every day eating the food you cook, ask him the next time, bring the food and let me cook it for you. Yes. Sit down. Every day, baby, what do you have? What do you have in the house? Are you sure? You say I'm hungry. No. I am not your restaurant. I am not your restaurant. Go look for a restaurant. That's why there is Uber Eats, there is DoorDash, there is Keep the Dishes, there is everything. And by the way, do you know the purpose of marriage is that she's supposed to be a helpmeet. You are the one that's supposed to cook. And she's just supposed to come and help you. But that's why since I married her, she decided that I should not cook. That's our own love language. Because she just discovered she wants to live long. So that's why she didn't allow me cook for her on Wednesday. Because she found out that if she eats this, will we be calling emergency?